You remember MTV Cribs, baby?
Yeah,
Everybody had a room,
every,
had a Scarface room, and
everybody had a Scarface poster. I'm like, what? Like, sir, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
you don't have no reason to have no Scarface, nothing. And
right.
I'm really confused. You know what I'm saying? Just going live. If y'all here early, I doubt it. We gonna be talking in a few minutes. Right
Yeah.
now, we are reminiscing on 90s and early 2000s MTV lore when it
Yes.
comes to rappers and their glorification of Scarface. We got here because we're talking about for Wall Street. I won't tell you why we started
We
there.
weren't gonna tell you
That's
why I started it, but
but yeah,
yeah.
this is like the glorification of movies. And the funny thing is too, like it kind of ties into Daredevil a little bit because some people be not they the plot of the basically the plot of the whole series is going to be the glorification of vigilantes
Mm.
and Fisk essentially um
Being very reminiscent of someone we have in office right now, but
yeah. It's like this superhero version of Stop and Frisk going on in New York City.
yeah. Yo, that is wild. It's so true at the same time.
You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying? It's
God.
like
The superhero version of
it's like superhero ice. You know what
you
I'm
have a
saying?
you have a mask on? Come here, sir. It's just a shiesty. It's 20 degrees out here. Nope, not trying to hear
Nah, you seem like you be out here doing crimes for good. You know what
it.
I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're right. And it's like you said, this we'll get into it. Like, but yeah, it's very
Another
much.
funny,
It's very
another.
much that is funny as hell. Superhero stop and frisk. Oh, oh my God.
I'm just saying, man. Like that's what it feel like, yo. Because
Yeah.
that's gonna be like the major impetus for
Yeah.
Fisk and him. Man, like that's funny though. Like also when we found out that the white tiger was Puerto Rican. Like in my mind, like I knew that's like how the real story goes, but like I
Uh-huh.
just wasn't thinking about it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's literally the Puerto Rican cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is a white tiger. That made me laugh too.
Yeah.
And like
Because
he,
we know of in real society, like the white knights of the group that don't like people, the white knights of the group that don't like people that don't look like them. And yeah, I'm like, oh, how interesting. Hmm. uh, T'Challa's somewhere rolling over his grave right now. What is this bullshit?
yeah. Why is
What
this
is,
dog barking?
yeah. T'Challa's rolling over his grave, his vibranium grave. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah, for real. It's like um, it is okay.
It is a,
The
it is
line will
funny
not
would
bother
not bother
you.
you. I can't get jiggy with this. It's not John Blaze. Let me stop you.
What is that smell? What is that smell?
Well, what is that smell?
What is that
Alawale,
smell?
alawale. Ooh, na, na.
Africa. Jamie
For those of
Foxx
y'all don't
is
know what we talk about, let me
stupid.
explain something.
That's I might. That's yeah. Go back and
That
look at
is
the I might need security.
one of the funniest stand-up. Before Jamie Foxx became a box office, what I'm saying, actor, he was a comedian. And he was a pretty decent stand-up comedian at that, man. And
Pretty decent is
yeah,
man.
I need
Jamie Foxx is a
security
beast.
is hilarious. And make sure you stay around for after the credits when he's playing the piano. That that part was top notch for Rashad.
Yeah,
That was some top notch stuff, man. But yeah.
yeah. He's a beast. Let me update the subscription real quick before I
Mm.
forget. But nah, yeah, like the Jamie Foxx one was funny. Also,
Yeah.
looking at this series, okay. I was really matter of fact, I'll wait because
Yeah. Because it sounds like you was about to go into a Rashad.
yeah, I was
You was
yeah.
about to go into an RR, a Rashad rant, boy. Right
No, it's not really a rant. It just was, shut up, yo. All right,
there.
all right. I updated everything on hold on, man. Let me update this thumbnail real quick. I almost forgot. Nah, man, it's funny, man. Like they like. There's a couple of questions I want to ask. Like one is like, and this is a pretty simple question, but like, was the vibe still there? There's some things that I'm going to talk about that it could have easily not been there if they didn't pivot. And I just want to kind of pinpoint like
Okay.
where that could have been because I was like, yo, this better not be what this better not be the whole thing. Cause it just was funny like how it kind of was
Hmm.
how can I put this? How it was kind of evolving,
Okay, I got you.
so to speak. So I was like, okay, let me just make sure and not judge too early. Like matter of fact, shout out to our homeboy Goose. I put a quick just non-spoiler little review the first day,
Yeah.
and he was like, I was just explaining the whole thing. He was like, oh, so it's whack, like. I was
Time
like, nah,
out.
this,
Time out. That's the most goose thing, yo.
I know, yo.
That's the most goose thing. You will give a brief synopsis or something, and he'll give you like a 3-4 word. Oh, trash then. You're like, no,
I
man.
was like, that's not what I was saying, man. Like, I just feel like it's gotta it's gonna gain its momentum. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was saying. And
It's the
like, it's like
slow
because
cook.
what I'm saying.
It's got to
He hit
marinate. It's
me.
the slow.
He hit me with the oh man, because I ain't got time watching. I
Right,
ain't like
right, yeah. But
okay, yo.
that's our boy Goose, yo. Shout out to
Yeah,
the
shout out
NAB,
Goose,
the
man.
NAB
Yeah,
clique,
man.
from
For life.
college.
Anyway, that's definitely
Don't
was
forget
funny.
record too, by the way.
I'm gonna definitely record because
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do definitely. Oh, yo. Before we start,
Hmm.
I pulled up like on threads like the first night, just talking about gotta talk about the moment. And that thread, matter of fact, let me check right now because last time I checked, it was it was doing its thing. All right, so as of right now, that thread has 61.2K views,
Oh boy.
like 77 comments.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it was people really tapped in. I even did a poll, like asking people was like how they feel about the first two episodes. Like,
Hmm.
I was like, did you like the first two episodes? Yes, no. The jury's still out. I got 93% of people saying that they liked it.
Okay.
Only 7% said the jury's still out.
Okay.
Nobody said that they didn't like it. So very surprised. I mean, unless it's a small, very small, unscientific sample size. There it wasn't no, what's the people who be doing the polling?
Oh yeah.
The Pew Research
The Pew
Institute. Like,
Research Institute. Yeah.
it wasn't them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, like, ABC Cambridge Analytical poll. Shout out to Cambridge. Shout out to Cambridge Analytica. You know what I'm saying? The original Facebook scandal. Now, anyway,
Boy.
but yeah, yo. So it's people. It's been fairly positive. I haven't listened to like nobody with reviews. Just watch some like people just going on the first two episodes. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my opinions are clear and not
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm jaded by somebody else's how they feel. Try to change how I feel. I'll change how I feel later. All right,
Hmm.
let's go and get started.
Let's go.
And I did record. Hey, what's up, Mr. Rashad? Antonio. We are the MC Collective, and on the inaugural of Daredevil Born Again, Disney Plus, the Devil at Hell's Kitchen is back, or what's left of Hell's Gentrified Kitchen. Oh, spoilers. got to talk about a thing to talk about a thing. And yeah, man, it just ain't Hell's Kitchen. It's Harlem. It's Bed Stuy. New York is hella gentrified.
Do or
But
die.
anyway,
Do or
you ever seen
die.
Flatbush Misdemeanors?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
It's so funny.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I had another joke for you. No,
Uh,
but seriously, Daredevil Born Again. First episodes, man. We couldn't do yesterday because it was storming down here, and where Tony is. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like, we was like, no, let's just do it tomorrow. I was itching. I said, nah, I can't. I don't want to do this by myself
Oh
because
man.
what I'm saying. It's just so much more fun doing this with somebody else. I can't lie. And that's all the sentimental feelings I have for the rest of this pod. Anyway,
Love you
your
too,
initial
Rashad.
reactions.
Um, initial reactions. First episode, started off. I was like, okay, we here, Hell's Kitchen. You know, we got the triumvirate back. Of Karen, Matt. Oh boy, Foggy. I was like, I was starting to get the little feels a little bit. Like, oh man, it's what I'm saying, the trio's back together, and they're like, hey, let's go. What I'm saying, we going over here. I was like, oh, what do we see now? Josie's. Like, oh man, it's the feels. Our homeboy Cherry is retiring. What I'm saying, from the
Mm-hmm.
police force, and you see a couple of familiar faces inside the bar, some new faces or whatnot. And I was like, oh man, this is cool. And then the shenanigans start. And I was like, Foggy, you always doing something, man. What you up to, Foggy? What you always doing? And then sure enough, what a lot of people thought was going to happen, it
Yeah.
did. It did happen. And I was just like, oh snap, we started off like this. And then you start to see brutality take place. And I mean, my first initial reaction was, okay, I see we aren't doing this for shock value, but this is how the show is. It's a brutal, it's a brutal show. And that was my main, like, I guess, concern, because okay, we know we know Disney is Disney. And me and Rashad are of a certain age group that know that anything brutal would never, ever be on Disney. And like around probably Hawkeye, we started to notice Disney's getting a little sassy, if you don't have a little sassy with the brutality. And then, when Echo came out, it was still getting a little more sassy. And I think that was all to kind of prepare people who maybe never saw the Netflix series. You know what I'm saying? Of, hey, this is
True.
what's about to happen. I think that was a preparation, to what was going to happen. And it was a shock to, like I said, people of a generation like me and Rashad that know Disney has always been very PG, saying friendly air. You know what I equate Disney to, Rashad? You know a
What's
little
that?
bit about wrestling. When we was in college, high school and college, we knew the Attitude Era in the WWE. The Attitude Era in WWE was unhinged. You had the DX was sucking and Stone Cold drinking beer and cussing and everybody out and everything up there. And it's nostalgia for, like, some people of our age, like, yeah, the Attitude Era was this and that. Woo, or whatever. Um, After a while, Disney went, I'm not Disney, I said WWE went into what they call the PG era. And that was at the rise, at the height of John Cena.
What's it, John Cena? Yeah,
John
yeah.
Cena, Rashad, you know what I'm saying? So things was a little more cleaner. It wasn't no, it wasn't as violent. When somebody got hit with a chair, it wasn't a headshot because of concussions and stuff. You know what it was? It was a chair to the back. My back, and stuff like that. It weren't a lot of cussing, and the days of the brawn panty matches and all that stuff was thrown out the window. It became PG. And that's what Disney was like, PG, tilting on PG-13. But that opening scene, which was probably about what, 10 minutes?
it was lengthy.
about 10 minutes or so. It was like, all right, y'all. Well, we know what y'all want. The people that are true to this, you know what I'm saying? You may be new to this, but the people that's true to this is what they want. Let's give it to them. And we got brutality, we got blood. I mean, by the time that fight was over, Daredevil looked like a goddamn pincushion, Rashad.
Yo, the way that Bullseye was just darting him with knives. It's like, yo, he like how many knives he got on him? Like he
and
he
then
was
and then using knives too to kill innocent bystanders because he was trying to get away and they were just in his way. And he just
yeah, he went off, yo. I'm like,
yeah.
I was very surprised that he was like just okay. When they went out that bar, right? And he shot and Bullseye shot that man from like, like 50 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
right in his abdomen,
Mm-hmm.
just so he can bleed out on
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so surprised because I was like, I just wasn't expecting to see Bullseye,
Mm-mm. I
especially this
was
early. You know what I'm
mm-mm.
saying? Like, to be honest, like it kind of took me aback because I'm like, yo, we just saw to see them and like they already about to kill Foggy.
Yeah.
Like it was funny because
Mm.
somebody said that like in the threads, and I was like, "Yo, your man, the real life actor, had to do a whole press run knowing he got killed in the first 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to do it with a smile too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it was wild to me.
You know what that's
Um,
like? Drew Barrymore doing that press run for Scream, knowing that she was gonna die in the first 15 minutes of that movie or whatever.
you are
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah, yeah. Because I was sitting there like, man, it's about to be crazy, yo. He probably
Mm-hmm.
lasts the whole, you know what I'm saying? They probably give him a
Mm-hmm.
couple minutes, to talk about it, about yada yada. Nah, they was like, nah, dead.
Yeah.
And he ain't coming back.
I
And
thought maybe at least they give him a whole, at least one episode, two at the most, but at least one full episode. They gave him episode all right. They gave him 15, 10 minutes of an episode. And you welcome, sir. And they made
um,
sure to let y'all know this ain't no, oh, he could come back type thing. Nah,
nah,
that
he
man
dead,
is
dead.
dead. It's
And
this
that's what somebody was talking about. So, oh, I heard he's supposed to come back in season two. I said, I said he dead, dead.
mm-hmm,
Like not only is he dead, it's a year later the next scene, and Matt is carrying his
trauma.
the daggone
The program to the
the pro
funeral is
yeah
still,
yeah yeah
it
yeah
was still on his daggone
the
table,
funeral
man.
pro he got the funeral program in Braille for him
Mm-hmm.
so he can feel
Mm-hmm.
the death of his friend every day, and he carries it with him every day.
Mm-hmm. Karen said, I can't take this.
He
And
said, I'm going to San Francisco
she
with
moved to
She-Hulk.
San Francisco. Yeah, I'm gonna chill. I'm
Shang-Chi,
gonna
you know what
chill.
I'm saying?
Yeah, with them out there, she bounced and apparently they were like in the middle of, I guess, get of a budding relationship. Finally getting their ish together with those two, and
Yeah, she was like, yeah, we can, so basically, we could be friends.
hmm
Benefits, maybe. Like that was that
yeah,
was the that would he would have been hitting that by the end of the by the end of that whole episode, he would have
hmm
definitely been hitting that. But nah,
hmm
he bounced she bounces after that because it was rough. And then the whole oh yeah, the time jump for me was very interesting. Like I was
okay,
very surprised that they did a time jump.
okay,
I thought it was gonna be way more of a linear show.
okay,
So open the scene, Foggy dead. Um, Court scene.
hmm
At my arraignment, note for the plaintiff. You know what I'm saying? So, so their only reason he's there because just to okay. If somebody did something horrific, like the I don't understand like having like the families there just to like really be super sad. Like I understand for impact, but like yo, like I don't think they want to really keep on reliving his trauma. But
yeah,
anyway, sentenced him to like I don't know, like 13 life sentences
yeah.
consecutively. So he's
I
in
think say
jail.
for every, I think he killed 11 people or 12 people, and I think he got a life sentence for each
Yeah,
person that he
yeah,
killed.
yeah. So he's in jail, forever until he gets out. because this is Marvel. So so he's behind bars. There seems to be some sort of weird things going on with the mayoral race, and people are writing in, and all of a sudden, we get the whole thing with Kingpin, and him wanting to do that. Also, another funny thing I like. Vanessa has been chilling, running everything while Fisk got shot in the face, and he's been, off gallivanting with his with his with his people and trying to be a mentor to Maya and all that. And Vanessa's been like,
Maya.
"You're my only niece, Maya."
Uncle Wilson.
Uncle Fisk has you. You shot my dad. Oh, my bad.
Semantics.
Potato.
I'm your father. I'm your father now.
I'm your father now. Oh, that's so
also,
funny,
before
man.
you go any further, I would tell you why else I didn't think that Foggy was going to be killed that early. Foggy had learned a little game because he was spitting that game to that district attorney. Kristen Duffy or whatever, Christine Duffy or whatever. I was like, okay, Foggy, you got a little, still a cornball. Because Matt could hear him. It was like, oh Jesus Christ, look at you! What are you doing? What are you doing over here? And like they were joking on him. And I said he getting somewhere with her. And the only thing that we saw from that was after he died. I guess she's no longer district attorney, and she's joined. Her and Matt have joined up to have their Murdoch and McDuffie
Yeah.
I'm talking about some law office.
Yeah. They got a law firm, so they're like,
Yeah.
they're lawyers now. That actor was also in season 1 of Severance.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, that lady looks familiar, and I looked up at the IMDb. I said, oh yeah, I did just see her like a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you said Vanessa's running things
Vanessa's running things with the what I'm saying, with the crime mob, what I'm saying, and is handling everybody in that joint. Laying down like, look, yo, we running here's the numbers, here's the stuff. Why y'all acting disrespectful at the table? All y'all calm down. Yes, Mrs. Fisk. And then, all of a sudden, we see your boy upstairs filling through suits. Nah, this ain't an all-white day, you know what I'm saying? Picks out a suit, comes and says, cufflinks on, walks in there, Vanessa. Everybody clears out.
Yeah.
In that meeting, there's this one dude that they focus on is going to be probably be a problem eventually, because he was like, he was real pissy about something, and they kind of focused in on him just a tad bit too long. So we'll see what becomes of him. But the main thing we see is that Vanessa
is pissed about this.
Ain't feeling Fisk right now. We are having. You know what I'm saying? Like when the family feuds, nobody wins.
Yeah, love don't live here no more.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no love in the heart of the city. You know what I'm saying? So
you better leave me alone.
Yeah. And Fisk is out here trying to crying like Lenny Williams. You know what I'm saying? Because he definitely wants his old thing back, as H-Town would say.
Yeah.
So Fisk, like I like seeing humble Fisk. And I equated to his whole run. I said, your boy went to rehab and and learn how to be humble, because he's just kind of he's okay. Get into a whole overall theme of this thing. And also when you're watching something, unless you're just going to be like me when it comes to certain series, like you gotta see the analog of what's going on. We have Matt and we have Kingpin on parallel yet diverging paths, because they both are trying to be different people,
Mm-hmm.
but deep down inside, ain't nothing changed
Ain't
about
nothing
them.
changed.
So
You
we
are who
have,
you are, baby.
yeah, so we got Fisk trying to be, trying to do his best Trump and really become a legit politician.
Mm-hmm.
We have Daredevil, who's looking like, man, there's no way that I could just be a vigilante anymore. I have to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he knows that the city still needs him, the city is looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, yo, Daredevil ain't been around for like almost a year now. So, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
been crazy on the streets. Shout out to BB Urich and her
Yeah.
and her YouTube vlog. So
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to see how they've chosen this to be the kind of the linchpin theme of the series, and
Yeah.
also what arises from when there is no hero, and then villainy arises in another form.
Right, right.
Because we know, we just like Trump, we already know Fisk, his true nature. It ain't because he loves the city; it's because he loves himself.
Power.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and power, and also like the police commissioner said, and called him out, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You are a little boy who
Yeah.
craves the attention and needs love." I was like,
You know when he said that, you
"Damn."
know what that reminded me of, Rashad?
What's that?
Take it back to our college days. You seem to be upset that he called you a boy. So let me explain it to you. You're not a man. You're a boy. Nothing more, nothing less. Not a man, just a boy. He undressed him just like that. And the guy,
Yeah.
somebody we was in school with got undressed like that in front of 250 people, and we were like, "Oh shit!" What that?
That's let me sit down and be quiet. And the
Yeah.
funny thing too, like after that, he just got up. I mean, he
Mhm.
didn't get up. He just walked away,
Uh-huh.
turned his back and walked away. Now you
Yeah.
already know, like if this was another Fisk,
Yeah.
ain't no, there is no turning your back on this man.
I was waiting for like a face twitch or him to do that thing with his hands that he do like, "Ooh, son, well, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker." Like that, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so so those are the moments for me that I like the most,
Hmm.
because we still see by the end he said, "Hey man, come on in now, Commissioner." Eating a cheesesteak. He said, "Hey, oh no, what's funny? He also has like a sense of humor now too.
Yeah.
He was
The
like,
cheesesteak was horrible.
what's the cheesesteak? Geno's."
Geno's, yes.
He said, "You like Pat's, right?" He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I like a place called D'Angelo's
Oh.
out in King of Prussia." And
Uh-huh.
he puts over the
He, he shows
the,
the rapid.
shows a rapper up, and it's a kid and it's a lady, and he's like, "Yeah, you thought you could hide your this kid
Uh-huh.
and your mistress."
Hmm. Yeah.
He said, "What I need you to do is to sign on." You know what I'm saying? And because you ain't retiring right now, you
Yeah.
going and you're gonna fully endorse me and stop playing games.
Speaking of Philly cheesesteaks, I was hoping he was gonna say this place I went to when I went to WrestleMania last year. I got Delisandro's. Man, amazing. Amazing. I know this has nothing to do, but
Random shout out,
hey man, shout
shout
out
out to
Delisandro's.
Lysandros.
Yo, we was looking for a cheesesteak spot. It was on a
Oh
corner, and it
god.
was a line like down the street to get there. And we was like, yeah, this is our place. Shout out
Yeah.
Delisandro's or whatever. But yeah, man. So yeah. And the funny part was after it was over and he walked out, he was like, cheesesteak was horrible.
Yeah. So not only did he disrespect that man, he also disrespected the man's place.
Yeah. Cheesesteak was horrible. Cheesesteak was
Trash,
horrible.
trash cheesesteaks. Nah, yo, I like this side of Fisk.
Yeah.
Even how like Fisk and Daredevil have that scene in the deli, and essentially Daredevil walked up on him like, "Yo, I need to talk to you, Nick." You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Because okay. What I love about that scene was number one, the dichotomy of it. First of all, shout out to James Gandolfini's son. Was it that Michael Daniel Gandolfini?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
playing like the young guy that's the fifth stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you're the man. You're awesome. Oh my God. The young folk, I'm in touch. We love you and stuff like that. And you got that. And you got like the crowd of people who are chanting for him and everything. And he's walking up, and Matt just walks up on him willy nilly, don't care because he probably like, yeah, I can wash every last one of your security detail here in front of everybody, but everybody gonna know who I am. But you see Fisk like, it's okay, it's okay. I've been waiting for you. And they was like, yeah, let's go talk. And he makes time out of his day. Mind you, this man is running for mayor of New York City. And he made
Yeah, yeah,
time out
definitely.
of his day to have we'll just say maybe in real time, a 30-minute, say a 15-30 minute conversation with this guy in the deli. And I love the posturing that they were doing with each other, the one-upsmanship on both ends, like, just to fill each other out. Because it's like Matt's like, man, what the hell are you doing? Like, why, what I'm saying? Why are you doing this, dude? You're a criminal, or this or that. And he says, you expect me to believe like you've changed? And he was like, I mean, well, we haven't seen the devil in a while, have we? We haven't. And the thing is, then they reminisce about Hell's Kitchen. You know, have you been to the old neighborhood? Oh yeah, yeah.
You see, the old diner closed because they talk about
Yeah,
the same diner they talked about at the beginning of the episode closed
yeah.
down. Again, the justification we talked about in the
Uh-huh.
pre-show. Yeah,
Hmm.
so and he was like, nah. So that's probably why they met at that diner anyway
Yeah,
because the old diner's gone.
yeah.
And a couple things about that scene too. One, random. That did you notice like somebody was looking dead at them
Mm-hmm.
from across the street?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the random passerby who was so geeked to see Fisk. That was funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
And
also go ahead, Rashad. I'm
oh,
sorry. I
and
didn't mean to
one
cut you
more
off.
thing too. Fisk is so sick. He asked this man asked him, did he have a kid? He said, no, 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 no kids. He said, oh, well, I had somebody I tried to mentor. He was
Yeah,
like,
he's a
didn't, I said,
yeah. Did she try to? Didn't they shoot you in the face? Oh, I said, oh, you cheeky bastard, Matt, you cheeky mother, you cheeky bastard, dude. And when he said that, though, you saw Fisk kind of like, ooh, if I was that old guy, I'd kill you right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
mother. Ooh,
He was like,
you,
you got me on that
you
one.
got me on that. Well, also, too, is it me, Rashad, or they were just talking a little bit too loudly about him being Daredevil in that diner. For
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm like, yo, like y'all do know there's some other people around here somewhere. Y'all not alone.
yeah, and so basically it ended on a stalemate where Matt was not. Well, Fisk was like, when I win this and I become mayor, hey, I don't want to see. At this point, he's like, I don't want to see him nowhere around here. I don't want to see
Yeah.
there or whatever. We don't need just blah 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 blah. We done with y'all superhero types or whatnot. And then he ends it with, well, bet. Well, if that's the case, then you better be on the up and up, or I'm coming
Well,
for
I'm gonna
you.
come see you. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying?
come see. I'm gonna come see you. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So they kind of left it at that, and then you see Fisk get a little. He hits the table, but he don't hit it too hard. Also, another funny scene from that scene, Rashad, I'm surprised you ain't seen. He was like, Matt was like, hmm, lost a little weight there, huh?
Little light on your feet.
Look, he said, and he was like, huh? He was like, he says, huh? Your steps aren't as heavy. He says, gained a little muscle mass there, huh? He was like, well,
Man was in jail.
He was in jail. He was on that Mike Tyson plan. Remember what they said? Mike Tyson, they did it, but go to jail, did his stuff, and then lift the rest of the time. Remember he came out of jail, he was 2% body fat. It was like, Jesus Christ, or whatever. So yeah, but like I said, that whole exchange to me I like because it was posturing and they was very cheeky and one upsmanship to each other, and it ended like I said in a stalemate. You know what I'm saying? With that. And that is the premise of the relationship right there between Fisk and Daredevil. On top of what Daredevil is this dude is basically suffering as well from PTSD. And his whole thing is he wasn't able to save his friend. And he actually did try to kill Bullseye. Because remember, after when he stopped, because the whole time he was fighting him back in the beginning, he was listening to Foggy's heartbeat. And
Yeah.
when Foggy's heartbeat, and oh my god, I ain't gonna lie, I know that was probably like it was gut wrenching because you saw him give out a promise when you heard that heartbeat go doom.
Were you gonna say heartbreaking?
Yes, it was heartbreaking. Dude. And you heard that final heartbeat, doom, and nothing. And he just, no, why did you do that? Why? And the guy is saying that he was just smiling. And then he was just like, man, F you, and just flung him off the top of that building.
Yeah.
Surprised he lived. I want to say that. Very surprised he lived. Because that was like about what, 5, 6? You probably can live off that, but he landed face first.
You can't live off that.
Okay,
You should be dead regardless. I don't care. I don't care what sort of like immaculate reception going on. You should be dead. Like the fact that he fell like, face first, flat, belly flop on the ground and was like
ribs, all that stuff should be good. Oh, that should be gone.
I guess he got the adamantium in him now. You know what I'm saying?
And the one thing that we did see from that was the guy Cherry, the police officer that was retiring. He made it up to the top. He made it up to the top of
building.
The building to see Matt, because Matt had took his helmet off and threw it down. And so it's
you already know like Matt needs to have somebody that he can confide in. And what's the guy's name? Is Cherry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Cherry is the person who he can confide in, and now we know that Cherry is his firm's PI.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, you know what else is funny about
What's
that? Nelson Murdoch and Page was in the storefront, and Murdoch and McDuffie's in like a high rise downtown somewhere. They got great views.
Cause remember she was playing. She was playing, dude. When they was talking, she was like,
yeah.
Because remember he did work for what was that chick name?
Hogarth.
Hogarth. He was working at Hogarth's firm. And, he did go back to, and she was like, you're now in a storefront. He was like, yeah, it's cool. But you're right. They in a damn high rise now and everything. So, it's, oh my goodness. This show right here, it's so good how it's setting things up too as well. So, and once again, you see how Matt cares too much about a lot of things. So let's get into the second part of this, the second story that's going on right now in this. We see a friendly New York Rican gentleman. He's getting ready to hop on the subway. He's going down the steps, and he sees two gentlemen like harassing and smacking around this guy. He hops into it and is like, yo, what's good here?
Like, fam, man, ain't trying to fight back. Leave him alone.
And dudes were like, hey, you stay out of this. He was like, hey, man, y'all chill, though. And they was like, I think you should stay out of this. And he's like, no, man, y'all relax. And a fight ensues. And this one guy beats those two guys up. The one that was getting smacked around, the victim, he darts. He says, thank you for giving me my space.
He dipped up them steps so fast.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. And
quick sidebar, son. I'm sorry. I gotta say this. Shout out to the people who made this show, making it legit. 168th Street is a real stop.
Yeah.
For the
also,
AC
I thought about you.
AC and the one.
Also, I thought about you too when they showed the street sign in the beginning where 10th was it 10th and what was this?
Eighth. I don't know. Eighth and
Fifth
like
and fifth.
I forgot some. I forgot what crossing
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, I hope this is true. I don't want Rashad. I do not want Rashad to have another daggone moment again.
Nah, yo, no, it was.
Whatever.
I said, okay. We being legit. That's a real
Yeah.
station. This station sucks too.
Right. So the Puerto Rican dude is beating these guys up or whatever, and they fighting. And one of the guys basically gets slapped by a subway train, yo. I you know, I
Tony,
I'm
Tony.
trying to think, did he throw him or did he
Nah, nah.
didn't
What
throw?
happened? Right, like they was fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and the other dude like hits what's my man name? I forgot his name. White Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
White Tiger falls down, and the other dude trips over him,
Yeah,
and he
right.
falls
And he
backwards.
falls back, and that thing, you're like, yo, or whatever, and the other guy's able to get up and get his badge out, was like, freeze NYPD. And I was like, oh, this ain't good at all,
I
or
was
whatever.
like, because like yo, if I was the Puerto Rican cat, I would have killed the cop. No face, no case. I'm out. Like yo, I'm going. Well, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where I'm not going is the jail. I'm going home, and he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to get home too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, he was trying to get home, whatever. Because after the 1 year, oh, so, you know, just a little hop back real quick. When we see that it's 1 year later, there's like a news report going on of this new vigilante, White Tiger, who kind of is, you know, taking the spot of Daredevil in certain places or and whatever. And so the cop, so guy gets arrested. We find out his name is what, Hector Ayala.
Yeah.
Hector Ayala, he gets arrested. Matt is downtown at the precinct, one of the precincts, talking to, you know, a client, talking with a client's family member, whatever. And of course, Matt also uses that time to ear hustle of what's going on.
He
And then
Matt's so
he
messy.
hears, he hears somebody getting they ass whipped. It sounded like an entire, oh, cop killer, plot, like you hear somebody getting they ass whipped. And you know, he finally figures out what it is, and he goes and talks to the guy, and he does his Daredevil thing as Matt, where you know he's listening to the heart rate, you know, the blood pressure going through your your veins and stuff like that, and he realized this guy's telling the truth, like he
Yeah.
didn't, but he's like he's telling the truth, but also he's not telling me
He's
everything.
hiding something.
He's
Yeah.
hiding something. So he's telling him, the guy's like, so Ayala's like, yo, man, are you the public defender? He's like, nah, I represent this. He was like, look, man, I ain't got, he says, fine, I'll take your case. He's like, man, I can't. He says, man, I ain't got no money for you. He was like, don't worry about it. You know, don't worry about it. He goes back to the office. The chick is like, yo, you're supposed to be handling this, and you come back with the cop killer. What is going on here? And mind you, at this point, Cherry, who knows that, you know, Matt was Daredevil because he hasn't been Daredevil since, Matt has basically hired him as the PI for that firm. He's
Yeah.
the private investigator for their firm. People, if you didn't know, most lawyer firms have a private investigator, you know, 10 department, like maybe 3 guys or so that handles, you know, private. He tells the guy, like, he tells him, like, I believe him. And they say, all right, fine, they'll take the case. And he tells him, hey, I need you. First of all, he tells him, he says, hey, I need you to find the witness. And he's like, all right. He was like, so you believe him, huh? He says, yeah, I believe him, but he's holding, so he's not telling me everything. He says, wait a minute, that makes no sense. You believe him, but you don't believe. He says, I believe him. It's okay. I believe him like that. And he goes and finds some info, you know what I'm saying, information out. So him and his partner, they go when they first do the first not even the arraignment, what they call that, Rashad, when they trying to see if you can get bail. You know what I'm saying? Like
The Raymond.
that's the arraignment. Okay, never mind. His partner. The arraignment. And it was like, you know, Matt already knew what time it was. He walked up in there and he was like, bunch of cops in here. I could smell the dark. No, He said the cook.
Smells like Jacquard Noir.
Jacquard Noir up
And
in
that
here.
is, yo,
That
that's a
is
very old school scent.
old school
And
right
it's
there.
strong too.
Yeah, very strong. You know, the only thing probably stronger than that is Brute. I'm saying yes.
I like Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, you know, he's there, and then like you know what I'm saying, you know, Christine's McDuffie, she's in there with him. And it's and all of a sudden she says, "Oh, damn." And he's like, "What is it?" "Man, they brought the Hawk in." He said, "Hawks?" He said, "Hawkins?" Oh, hey, Matt, she all nervous. Matt got excited, like, "Oh yeah, baby." And she like, and he's like, I guess he's like the bulldog for the district, you know what I'm saying, for the, you know what I'm saying, that represents the people, the prosecutor, whatnot. But you hear it's like about what, maybe 50 police officers in there. What, Rashad?
Yo.
Like 50 police officers.
Deep.
In uniform. They're not out of you. They're in their as Dr. O'Neill Sanford would say, in full regalia. In their full regalia. You know what I'm saying? Like they did uniform inspection before they went in there.
Yeah. And
they had the black
got the
they had the black
band
stripe across the
on the
badge,
badge.
across the badge.
Yeah.
They in full regalia to be like, yeah, or whatever. So they start talking with Raymond, and Matt's like, "Your Honor, I want to no bail." I said, "Dang." He was like, "Hey, yo, like
he said, look, man, he said he wasn't wearing a suit. He didn't have a special amulet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah."
Because
did they even make notice that he was they didn't say that during the arraignment, did they?
They did. He said he didn't have he didn't have his amulet. He didn't have his powers at the time of the altercation.
I thought that was at another part. They said that, not in front of people.
I don't know. Either way, man, I thought it was when he said it. I thought he said it at the arraignment itself. Either way, it's
okay.
I'm
gonna tell you when he said it. He said it. We'll get to when he said it. So no, he didn't make mention of that there. He basically was like, "Hey man, this dude, he's a decorated war hero."
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. And it was like, and he has a clean record. I said no bail, so he doesn't get bail or whatever. And so Kristen and Cherry go over to, because they know they tried to get the wife to come, and the wife was like, "F that, dude, I'm not coming," because apparently him and his wife got having issues, and they're not even saying what the issues are.
He was like, "We don't even talk no more."
Wouldn't help me see it.
Whoa,
I said, whoa. So yeah, so great song. Drew Hill, for y'all that don't know.
I'm sorry.
And that's my Jay.
That's a good song.
So Kristen and Cherry go to his house to meet with his wife, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to show up for some whatever y'all got going on." And she's like, how do you think he can get off on this? What's the and they're like, "He's accused of killing a cop, but we're gonna try our best here. That's why we need you to be there." And they're also there for another reason. Hey, we need to get a suit for him to wear, but also they're looking around as well, just trying to make, you know, saying survey to see. So she's like, "Where's the suit at?" "Well, it's on the bed." Cherry said, "Oh,
don't worry, I'll get it."
He goes in there. He's looking around. He's taking all day. He's just looking for anything he can find. She's Kristen's in there talking to the wife. The wife is just like, "Yeah, you know, it's just some things with him right now that I'm upset about, whatever." And Cherry's like, "All right, bet, cool, whatever. Let me grab this suit." And oh, what do we have here under the bed? Under the bed, it is a box with no lid on it at all. First of all,
no latch, no
latch. not hold on. But take it back to college. Not an elephant trunk, Rashad. You know, elephant trunk. Nothing like that. It's just a open box that has the white tiger uniform and the amulet. And next scene you see is Matt going to visit him in jail, holding a YouTube video of the white tiger. "Hey, my guy." And
"Hey, this you?"
And he like, "Huh?" He like, "Huh? What you talking about?" He was like, "Yo, man, you gotta let me know. You moonlight as a vigilante, blah, 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 blah. Like, you gotta tell me the truth about this stuff. This is gonna make it harder." He says, "We just found it. You don't think the DA can find out that you this person?" And he's just like, I didn't even have my amulet, man. You know, it wasn't this and that. I didn't have my powers. And it was like, all right. So then that was the next scene when Matt and the district attorney met with the judge. And the judge, and it was like, look here. They was in the judge's chambers, and it was like, look here. He is the white tiger. Matt put out there. This is that. Because you saw the DA knew, apparently somehow knew this. He said, this guy is the white tiger. This and that. I know it happened, but he didn't have no uniform, boy. He didn't have his amulet or his powers. And they're like, we can't make this known because if it's known that he's that, it's going to skew the jury of, oh, he's just an out of control vigilante. He think he's above the law. And he was able to persuade the judge. He was like, look here, we're just trying to focus on what happened on that platform. And the judge was like, all right, that cool, we can do this. And you saw the DA was pissed about that.
The evidence will be inadmissible.
Mm-hmm.
They was hot because if they had that, it would have been basically a slam dunk. I want to quickly pivot to Kingpin. His arc of becoming the mayor is almost a mirror image of Trump minus Trump's like bombasticness. Because he's trying to, like I said in the episode prior to this, we talking about just like, the series, the old series. He really feels in his heart of hearts that he's the best thing for New York. Like he believes he's the hero of his own story. That's what any true villain should be. And I don't think that, even though he was like being very heady with Matt and in the diner, I'm not sure if he really thought he was going to win. You feel what I'm saying? Like he wanted to give it a go. And even like how he set it up, it was very grassroots. One of the more sad parts for me was when he met with BB Urich, and because Daniel Blake is, that's Michael Gandolfini's character. He was like, yo, there's this girl, you popping on the socials, and it really felt like how in matter of fact, this prior year, how the certain like younger age group was kind of being radicalized towards being very conservative leaning. And it started from like just the same way like how Obama did it in 2016. It started online. And the person who killed her uncle is the same person that she ends up helping to become mayor of New York. And they're having a conversation and she's telling him like, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? You really popping right now. People love you. And she's like, what's your name, BB? Urich. Ben Urich. Ben Urich? His niece? He was a good man. And
I choked him to death, by the way. Just want to let you know.
With my bare hands. I was also 75 pounds heavier then. Like that aspect to me was like, it's very very like, I don't know. I can't even think. It's dramatic irony. So that part, and then how he
traffic.
Yeah, got elevated to that. His wife not wanting to celebrate with him. Him looking over the city with his back, his back in silhouette to the city, so there's no light on him. You know what I'm saying? The darkness is always the darkness is always following him. I don't want we can get deep into the light if you want to. You know what I'm saying? So the darkness is always, he's looking into the light thinking he's the light, but really it's darkness following him the whole time.
His dark past is always going to be right
always there. His wife comes and they're together, but it's still very much a divided house. Because even when we go at him and she's not around at all. You know what I'm saying? She's like,
even the night that he win, she's like in another room.
That's
like,
what
not even
saying.
paying him no mind for real.
He sees her like across the room, like it's a meet cute or something. Like, man, that's your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, it talks about how Melania Trump was never around. You know what I'm saying? Unless she had to be, and still had the same very like icy exterior and demeanor when it came
Remember
to
she
that.
was at the inauguration looking like the Undertaker, yo. What the heck? She was. I was waiting to hear. Boom. She came and like, oh, it's the dead man. You know.
What was the dude that was his manager?
Oh yes, Paul Bearer. Oh. Yeah, you know. Yeah, she had
R.I.P.
that.
Paul
You know,
Bearer,
rest
yo.
in
Like,
peace,
yeah.
Paul Bearer. Yeah, man. So yeah, yeah, and it's very, you know what? So, because Fisk, like I said, very like as you said, and how his rise to power is very Trumpian, as we want to say. But the difference is, and God, we're not being political here. We just want to let y'all know that
Don't care.
we don't care, but we're just
it's
giving the
very
parallels,
obvious. They're not.
parallels of it.
It's not as bad as season 4 of the boys, but
Of the boy, yeah,
it's
right. You see how, like, he actually does take action to help something, because remember they're supposed to be going to they were going to some rally, and they're stuck in traffic, and he has this woman that's a political advisor, and she's like, look here, yo, I know how this city runs. Politics in this city go. You got to do this optic wise. You got to do this, especially stuff with your wife and everything. Like, people seeing your wife ain't around, and you got the young boy that's like, hey man, the young folk love you. You're awesome. You know what I'm saying, with them, and he's getting pissed off at the conversation going on. And he has a new Wesley, apparently, from remember Wesley from the first season. He has a new
yeah.
like assistant dude, and and they're trying to get there, and they're like, what's the holdup here? And he's like, hey man, it's a big pothole in the middle of the street or whatever. He gets out there and is like, yo, what the heck? Get out. And you see, like, you know what I'm saying, like workers working. And he's like,
Like the foreman of the
the
group is like,
foreman. He
hey,
says,
we
where? He
gotta
said, where's the foreman? He says, y'all have the equipment. It's enough of y'all. Let's get this fixed right now. And he's like, yo, we waiting for the red tape and the papers. You got the approval. Get this pothole fixed right now, because it does one thing. Fisk doesn't want to do optic things with his wife, because he's very protective, even of Vanessa. But he does that. He makes the scene where he's like, I told you I'm here to fix things, because what was their motto? Fisk can fix it. And they start to feel and fix the pothole right then and there with that, and they leave. And he tells her, was that optics good enough for you? And she's like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Thanks,
Right there.
guy.
Thanks,
So
guy.
like for me, and that's kind of good. Like even with BB and with him and Sheila Rivera,
Uh-huh.
it kind of feels like always, black women coming to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's I was gonna mention that too, like that whole scene and kind of propelling Fisk to be this like man of the people,
Mm-hmm.
on the people's champ sort
Mm-hmm.
of thing, and him
Turning him
really,
into a demigod, almost.
yeah, not even also just shaping his narrative because
Mm-hmm. Sheep.
people are actively forgetting that this man was in jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, and they don't care. They was like, yo, he supposedly choked that man out. They was like, for real? I love that, yo. Like we need
Yeah.
more of that. Like
Mm-hmm.
we need more people who can work with their hands.
They made mention of him decapitating the Russian dude.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like, hey, he might have had it coming. I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's again, that's kind of that is how the show is presenting just the dichotomous nature of people and also politics
Yeah.
and how we will not how can I say this, we will try and try to justify anything in our minds to say something
Just
is
because you
right.
like somebody.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, very interesting. What else? What else we got to talk about?
I think the last thing really to talk about to wrap this up is is Matt realizes, something might be going down, because they're trying to find this. They're because they're trying to find this witness. They can't find the witness, the person that was getting attacked by the cops or whatever.
Yo.
And so he meets with Cherry. He's like, "Look, I need you to find this dude and this and that." And he was like, "How important is this?" He says, "I need you to exhaust all your resources and everything to find this guy." So Matt basically waits outside the precinct and follows the cop that survived the the ass whipping that saw his friend get killed, you know what I'm saying, and go, follow him to where he resides. He did the whole listening to, footsteps and all that good stuff, and he follows him, and he sits there and he sits outside like this guy's like apartment, and he hears that they find out where this guy is. He hears the address or whatever. He calls Cherry and says, "Hey, drop what you're doing, go over there now and just wait." He says, "We know where he is." So Matt gets to the apartment at first and he knocks on the door. The guy's like, he says, "Hey man, look, I know who you are. I'm representing Hector Ayala, the guy that saved you. Yo, I just need to talk to you to help you out." And they're talking, and he's telling him, "Hey, look here." And the guy's like, "Look, man, I don't want no parts." He's like, "I don't want no parts of this. I'm out. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with this." And he's like, "Look here, dude. Look here. He says, you got about 5 minutes before they coming up in here and get you." And he's like, "No, whatever." First of all, it looks like the guy might be a drug addict because that apartment was empty as hell,
It was
Rashad.
barren.
It was barren as hell. You saw a mattress on the floor. That's all I'm gonna say. A mattress on the floor and stuff. And so he's like, "You got 20 seconds. They coming." He's like, "You got 20." He says, "I don't know, 10 seconds." And then finally they hear them knocking. And he's like, "All right, cool." He goes out the fire escape and he's like, "Hey, a car is coming to get you. They know where you are. It's gonna be okay." And Matt sits there and they was like, "Open up, it's the police." Matt opens that door cool as hell. And he's like, "You the lawyer?" And he's like, "I'm the lawyer." Like, "Yep, I'm the lawyer." And so they're like, "Where is he?" "I don't know. He ain't here." And they start harassing. He was like, "Where did he go?" He was like, "Hey man, I'm a blind lawyer," and everything. And so then these dirty cops proceed to smack around Matt, and Matt is just taking it. But then I noticed something, and I know you noticed it too, Rashad, because we are both astute people and we watch stuff. I noticed that the cop that survived, you know what I'm saying, has a tattoo on his wrist. And I said,
Yeah, I saw that
that
too.
tattoo looks very familiar. So I had to 10 seconds back and pause and said, I knew it. It was a tattoo of the Punisher logo. The police, apparently, I guess a branch of the police departments have taken on, I guess, the lessons or teachings of one Frank Castle, the Punisher. And so they're about to actually kill Matt, and he's like, "Look, man, don't do this." And you see Matt is fighting the inner demon, pun intended, inside of him of not washing the hell out these dudes. And he finally unleashes the devil.
Yo, your
And
boy got hit in the mouth and that blood fell on the ground.
yeah,
It was like,
yo, yo, he broke that man. He caused a compound fracture on that
telling you,
man's arm. He
telling you.
took that thing, broke it. And this part right here, the bones just popped up. I said, "Ah!" I screamed when that happened.
I said, oh,
Then he daggone did some judo flip. The other guy stomped him down and took him and slammed him and ran him up again. And I was like, "Yo, he is destroying." He went to that dark place. And I don't know if those guys are dead. What are
Tony,
they, huh?
Tony. He hit the man on the refrigerator a couple times, and then he threw him on the ground on his head, and
Yes,
there was an audible crack when he
yes.
hit the ground.
That I said, I think he might be dead. That's what I said about it. I said,
I was like, yo, did he just kill two? I said, did he just kill two cops?
I said if he ain't dead,
He
they
should be
effed
dead.
up. They should be dead, and they're really effed up. And then he just lets out this primal this primal scream, and then the show ends. And I thought the new song selection was great. That song, "I Want to Get Free," is by this band called the Vine from back in like the early 2000s or so. And that's "I wanna get free, I wanna get free." And that's what Daredevil, the inner demon inside him, is saying. Let me out to play. It's been a year. You want to do this, and you basically see the inner turmoil that Matt has. And that's the end of the first two episodes of this. So I can
So,
see where people are saying they're just going to let this cook to see how it go. I don't think these first two episodes was bad at all. I think they were decent at the least decent episode, but I like them.
all right, let me tell you my one negative.
Okay, go ahead.
My one negative was when, and you can tell like this was like stuff they had to reshoot to make this like a cohesive story.
Hmm.
That was at the beginning when he had to swing across the city to get to back.
So what is this, Spider-Man?
Yo, it looks so bad. I
It,
was
it
like,
that did look bad.
I said, what is going on? It just looks so out of place from what we used to seeing with the show because you
Hmm.
can tell that none of that stuff was shot on location at all. It was
Hmm.
definitely in a backlot green screen type situation,
Hmm.
and I was afraid that that was going to be the whole thing
Hmm.
because my worry was, is the tone going to be here?
Hmm.
And it is like the tone of the series definitely still is what we have expected from the from the OG series back on Netflix. But that part right there, if the rest of the episode in episode two did not redeem itself,
Hmm.
people would have been really pissed.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
that, it just wasn't good. Like the fight between him and Bullseye,
That
that was
one,
great.
let me explain something to you. That to me, that was a problem for me too. Is what probably my one big gripe. My favorite scene was the meeting scene between Daredevil
True,
and
true, true,
Fisk.
true. Yeah, that
But
was a good
my
scene.
favorite like sequence, and not because it was a fight, but Bullseye and Daredevil, that was one long take.
Yeah,
After
there's probably some like there's probably some
probably
cuts in
some
there
cuts
somewhere,
in there,
but
but
like
it's
but it was
see
one continuous scene. Yeah,
one continuous scene, especially after they got everybody out the diner and the thing, and they fought from that front of that diner to the back to the pool area, and you see Bullseye kill some of the Patriots there, and they get through it, and they go up some steps. And oh my God, that was probably my favorite sequence in the series. And like I said, it wasn't nothing to do with the fight. The fight was a part of it, but it was just the one long shot of it, which, like you said, it probably was definitely like some cuts, but it was very smooth. But yeah, that 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 flying from rooftop to rooftop, I was like, come on, man.
that's
Also, too, I love the fact that now that Daredevil and everyone is in the MCU, there was references of Spider-Man. Because remember he gave his speech, he says, "We will be free of people dressed as devils or spiders." I said, "Oh,
or
I can't."
man dressed in spider suits.
Spider
So
suits,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So definitely like that whole thing was like it was cool just to, even though they can't say Spider Man because
Hmm.
it's TV, they ain't sharing stuff, yada yada. But like
Hmm.
it's it was good.
Shot,
Anyway,
shot dog going crazy back.
yeah, for
He's
nothing.
he's letting y'all, he letting you know, man. I liked it too, man. That's all for real.
All right, I was about to say. So yeah, so the
Hmm.
tone's still there for me. That's only like my only real gripe was that too. Oh my God, Tony.
What's up?
I'm so glad I remember this. Like, and I'm so glad the tone is still there because you already know what Matt is only down for.
Getting some booty.
vigilantism, and vagina.
Yeah, getting
And
some booty. Yeah.
and we got the oh yeah,
We didn't even talk about his new,
Heather Glenn,
yeah, his new
therapist,
girlfriend.
love
Yeah.
interest. Take her around. Kirsty hooked her up because they knew each other, and Matt was macking from the jump. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And he ends up going on a date with her the same night that the race is over. 'Cause they had a mayoral runoff.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that was yeah.
Do
Guess what I'm saying?
you, yeah, do you, do you think Fisk knows? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not the only one that think that Fisk knows that that is Matt Murdock's girlfriend.
I think
Or
so.
I think so
I
too.
think Fisk knows.
Uh-huh.
I think the person, crazy little skinny white dude, is going to be
Yeah,
used.
yeah,
And
that
I
was
think that
why.
crazy skinny little white dude was also that dude who was who was outside the diner looking at them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Also, at the beginning of the episode, the year later, in the background, talking about how there's a guy around the city like painting like murals all over at
mhm.
nighttime. So that's another reference
Yeah.
to Muse as well. Just like
Hmm.
if you're not paying attention, it's like real quick. So that was in there as well. Matt and also like it was fun watching couples therapy with with Vanessa and what you call it.
She was so yo, she was so cold. She was so cold to daggone Wilson. Wilson is in, you know, and
He was like, why? She's like, why is y'all here? I'm trying to save my marriage.
yeah, and she's like, yeah,
Like
you know, I was running.
I could
She's like,
care
look here, I could
less.
care less. I was running this business like without him here, and here he come messing stuff up. Like,
Hmm.
what is going on? What is going on here? That scene
No,
was giving Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The intro, remember if you ever saw Mrs. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt just sitting at the end, the far end of the therapy little thing or whatever. So yeah. But
that was funny. It's
so no, go ahead.
nah, yeah, no, you got it.
Oh, so what grade would you give this reintroduction of Daredevil and Daredevil Reborn, these two episodes? What grade would you give it, Rashad?
This is a strong B.
Okay, yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Very happy, very pleased. This
Hmm.
is something if you did not watch the original series, you can
Hmm.
kind of jump right in.
Yeah.
This, like, because the emphasis is like, of course, a friend dying, because you don't know the relationship.
Hmm.
But there is like, that there. Okay, so this is my other gripe, and I'm done.
Hmm.
I am getting sick of the only way we can have character development is through death.
Mm.
I get it. I understand. I just think sometimes it can be a very overly used trope when it
Hmm.
comes to storytelling.
Hmm.
Like, I teach in real life. So even in the book, almost every story,
Hmm.
somebody's dying in the story because that for some reason death makes for great storytelling and
Hmm.
and we need to find a better way to convey things
Hmm.
or make sure that death is earned, and that's the part that pisses me off about Foggy, because seeing how we just met them again for the second time 10 minutes ago, and even how they were walking and they were like doing the thing with doing the meta commentary around the show as they were walking to the diner,
Hmm.
talking about respecting the past and yada yada, all that stuff. This is we know you talking about the OG series,
Hmm.
and then to just kill that bastard so quick,
Yeah.
it's like we could have actually dragged this out some more, because some people was like, if you hadn't just, because like for me, I just watched the OG series, so I am watching how Foggy and Matt are like BFFs for real. And Foggy is pleading with his friend to stop being Daredevil.
Hmm.
And the reason that he didn't even want him to know what was going on the phone because he didn't want to give him a reason
Mm-hmm.
to go be Daredevil. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So if they could have, for me, if that relationship was, we were reacquainted to that relationship, like his death would have felt so much more earned. But,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. They had to rework the show. It is what it is. I ain't upset.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's all I got, man. So
That's all I have too. Couple things. One,
mhm.
we have to do a episode where we talk about stuff we just watching and not reviewing.
Okay.
Because there are two things that I've been watching
Mm-hmm.
that deserve a quick chat about. And I'll tell you. One is Severance.
Severance.
That
Yeah.
ends that ends tomorrow for
Okay.
season 2. The other one,
Okay.
which I've seen a lot of people online talking about it, that is Paradise
Paradise.
on Hulu.
I'm about to start watching that
Bruh.
this
Hey man,
weekend.
shout out to
Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K. Brown, y'all. Like
Mm-hmm.
this man, Sterling K. Brown is a really good actor. That's why like I hope that he can come back in another form, even if it's an MCU or we need to get him like we need to get black people back in space and Star Wars or something. Like he needs to be back in a major franchise. Like I need to see him
Yeah.
several times. Also I need to see him get that check. You know what I'm saying? Black
Yeah.
people getting money. Like I need that. Need that. But nah, that show
Price,
was
price of the brick been
good,
going up.
y'all.
Okay.
Price of the brick is definitely going
Definitely
up after
going up.
this. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that's it. Question: are we going to see Mickey 17?
That comes out this weekend, correct? I'm gonna try to find time to go see it.
Let me know. So if we
Okay.
do, because like if I see it, probably be Sunday.
Okay. I'll
If
probably see, yeah, about the
at the
same time
latest,
for me.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just let me know so we can talk about it. Other than that, oh yeah, next week on the 14th, Dope Thief comes out on Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
I'll gauge that. If anything, I'll probably do like a live or just something simple. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching that too. But
Okay.
yeah, Severance ends tomorrow for season 2.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
That's all I got on this one, man.
That's all I got too, my man.
Yeah.
Y'all know what to do.
Yep. Till the next time. Yeah.
Are we still going to do I think I brought this up about a while ago when you talked about. I just thought it is popped in my head. Are we still going to do movies that cause childhood trauma?
Yes. It's just super. It's just it's yeah. I ain't forgot, yo.
Okay.
I got some ideas on the up here.
Okay.
That one. Also, I got an idea for a whole new pod, just so we can talk about old stuff on purpose, or like
Okay.
stuff that stuff that we don't really like watch
Uh-huh.
or like review. We can talk about.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that later because we still on live. So something we should like also still want to talk about, like Interstellar some way. I really want to
Yeah, we
like
keep talking about, yeah.
sit down, right? Like I want to like do an actual video essay for that
You
because
know what? I was thinking about, I think one of the most fun episodes we did, and I think we did get some good interaction from it, was the breakdown of the Kendrick and Drake beef because that was so generic.
that was
I was
yeah. That was we
If we were
did
gonna do like
ironically.
another like music, just
Yeah, we could do some like
musical
some random like
influences and
pop cult something pop
yeah,
culture.
okay,
You know
okay,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
When
Because that Drake
when news
Kendrick
arises.
we were just sitting there talking, and you said, "You know what? Hold on, recording started." I said, "Oh, let's go for real."
Nah. That was very spontaneous. But nah,
Yeah,
like that could work. It just depends. I really feel
yeah,
like yeah, just more pop culture. We gotta
yeah.
wait till something actually happens. But nah,
Or let's do
um
black history, black music